It is one of the episodes of the All You Can Talk podcast, and today I'm with a couple of guys that I love to bits. I've got my friend Kieran, Key 5, whatever he wants to be called these days.
Well, go on.
And I've got my mate Craig.
How we doing?
Who's an absolute beast and would smash my head in if I say anything wrong today.
Feel free. Great for the views.
Just a quick one. There were about 4 or 5 years ago, I think it was 2019, 2020, I've told you this. And when Neil said to me, he says, do you want to fight? Neil was just like, oh, Craig needs a fight. I'm like, I'll fight him. And I saw him spark something. I'm thinking, oh, yeah, nah. Nah.
Hey,
I'm all
what's
right.
that saying? Everybody's got a plan till they're punched in the face.
That's right,
I wouldn't have. I'd have just been like, I'd have been seeing ducks. But no, it's lovely to have you on, mate.
So, mate.
How are we doing, boys? We all right?
That's spot on me, mate, yeah. Loving life at the minute. Absolutely loving
Living
it.
the dream.
Yeah. Absolutely spot on, man. Looking forward to it.
That's class. Now, Craig, before I took, you sent a letter to me about a week or two ago to do for website and things like that. So I've took that and I've got some questions.
Sound.
If there's all you don't want to talk about, we don't have to leave it in. All like that, you can tell me shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Tell him if we say no, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Not you tell him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Tell him regularly, mate.
He tells me regular. He tells me regular. So, you started off, you grew up in Mexborough. Just talk about your upbringing and what that were like, mate. And
to be fair, I kind of, me childhood and my upbringing and whatnot, my situation sort of turned me into who I am today. Well, it not sort of, it did. Like, I'm very quiet and placid, I'd say.
yeah,
First off, like, so I got big enough not to be.
Yeah.
Had my own dramas with bullies and that. My friend group was quite mixed. I'd jump between groups of friends and that. Like, I think, to be honest with you, looking back now, it was kind of like just outgrowing at that time and not realising that's what it was and just ending up with different people around you and that. Like, so I find myself like that's been playing out all through my life now. So I find that I know loads of people from loads of places. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Why would you bounce? Is it just a popular thing, or would you just see it as were it just a teenager thing where it's like, I want to hang out with them now, don't like these, or?
Probably about finding crowd what suited me, like, to be honest with you, do you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people and I'll talk to everybody and I'm right with everybody on that. So it's just find an environment what's right for you, like, and I'd say more than all else.
Yeah, that's massive, isn't it? Yeah. We tend to get that a lot with people that you talk to where they're like, well, when I was growing up, it was just finding people that I wanted to be around. Yeah. And then you realise that they're not going to be in your life anyway 10 years on. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
But no, that's fine. Would you say it helped you go into boxing?
100%. Like, I mean, there were a lot of other factors with me going into boxing as well. Like, do you know what I mean? So, like, obviously being younger and having to deal with bullies and stuff, that kind of like that shaped me into. Well, I got to get a choice one day, innit? You're either going to get filled in by a couple of us or you're going to run. And I thought, well, fuck running, we'll have a fight.
Yeah. I'm going to stand my ground, yeah.
And that was that one, like.
Yeah. That's such a Barnsley Rotherham thing, that, isn't it? We're going to have a fight, aren't we, lads?
Yeah. Well, lads, I ain't moving.
Oh, that's class. Yeah. So how many fights were it you had? I think it was...
I've had 61.
61, weren't it?
I've had 61 fights. I won 30... Hang on. I've had 64 fights. I won 34 and them, knocked 26 of them out, lost 26 and drawn one. And I won 8 titles in 4 weight divisions.
That's crackers, that.
Just have a round of applause for that.
That's absolutely crackers.
Not done bad, like, I've been up and down country fighting all the biggest and best lads for years, like, that's why I'm as pretty as I am, obviously, because I didn't move my head enough.
What did you learn from it?
Move your head more.
Fair enough. So, what turning point then? Because I know you went to prison, and you mentioned PTSD, and then later on your ADHD addiction and things like that. You went to prison. What was that like? What for you? What was that the turning point in your life, or was that just?
Can I just add a little caveat to that?
Yeah,
Could you actually just take us through sort of as much as you're comfortable of like how that sort of happened, so how you ended up in prison, and then sort of I
Of course I can. Well, I mean, it all links together, doesn't it, really? Like, so when you talk about growing up with bullies and that, and then you mention PTSD and that, so PTSD come from some abuse when I was young, and what it took for me to end up in prison to actually be able to speak about. Because when I went inside, I signed myself up to a therapy unit, a live-on therapy wing, and I spent 2 years on a live-on therapy wing, like, in Cat B in Dovegate, like, surrounded by lads what were getting lifed off and that. I mean, I had a 10 up my arse for that one, and not mine what shortest one on wing, like, so. But yeah, that's kind of where Lid got took off all that, and that's where I did 2 years. I did 2 years of therapy, and then I came out and I did some more private counselling and did some hypnotic regression to take me back to me and a child to like work through them feelings and emotions and that all round it all, like, so. I can't remember what else we were talking about there. My head's gone blank.
Yeah, so we're talking about prison and why you went and what were it like getting to that point.
So we've just took it off with my PTSD and that, and then that kind of it put me in a position where I weren't able to express. It shut me down. It shut me up. I weren't able to express, and I weren't able to talk, and then the issues just kept getting compounded with another thing. So like from being 10-year-old up until being like 18, I've been to 20 odd funerals of like close friends and family. Like my mate had died when he was 18. I had another one die when he was 16. Like I launched out of a car. And then obviously family members, it's just some dying of cancer, old age, whatnot. But like at a young age like that, when you're struggling anyway, it's like trying to figure out how to even deal with it. And this is where problems with mental health started creeping in and that then, because I didn't know what the fuck to do with what I was feeling.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to handle it. And while I was playing football at that age, like I realised that. Now looking back, I realise that playing football kept me sane and that, because it gave me that exercise and let me get them endorphins out. But I didn't really understand or see what were happening in my life, and problems were just compounding and compounding. I weren't dealing with it, so it was making it worse, or it was springing issues up in other areas, or behaviours what I was learning, what I felt like were protecting me, saying were harming me in loads of other ways, and I weren't bothered about what harm it were doing, because that protection felt like enough. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then it kind of changed then when I started going out drinking and that. Really, that was when I first started being able to I could clean men out with one punch. You know what I mean? That was when I learned that violence will solve fucking problems when they come.
Yeah.
Not really the best way to look at it. Like, again, another viewpoint. What
we spoke about
ended up causing me more problems. And
we spoke about it last time, Craig, and we mentioned that with men, it bottles up, and it don't come out as words or lovey-dovey or cuddles or it comes out as swinging, violence essentially.
That's exactly it. And I mean, I never had that outlet for it, and I didn't know how to channel it. Yeah. And then going out and I got myself in trouble, and I got in trouble with police a couple of times for fighting up the streets while I was out and that. And then I was building a reputation and an ego for my protection. That's what I was doing. Looking back at it now, you know what I mean? And that's exactly what I was doing. I wanted people to know I could have a go, so they won't try and take piss.
It's almost a protection thing, isn't it?
Of course it is, mate. It's covering up them vulnerable bits, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then I started boxing then, because I thought I need to find a way to channel it. And then I first went into the gym in November 2009. I was 21 before I ever put a glove on. And then I had in August. And then I had my first fight in November, 4 weeks before my son was born. But I mean, at that, once I started in the gym, I realised this is where I need to be.
Yeah.
This is where I need to be. I feel good when I come out of here. I've got an hour where I'm not thinking about fuck all other than what I'm doing. Yeah. And I feel sound when I come out. and I'd run myself into bits in grim like a crawl out at gym up.
Yeah.
Climbing upstairs and that, like absolutely knackered and that, and I'm like, this is a bit of me, like. But then my career didn't really. I could have done a lot better than I did.
Yeah.
But by this point, I'm wrapped up in addictions, sniffing Charlie every weekend.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, when that was everything what brought, like, this is where it all accumulates into a jail sentence. When you shove that addiction into the mix with everything else, so you've already got these issues with communication and emotional management, and that one all stems from like when I was like 7 years old and up to. And like and dealing with bullies, and then the violence comes in with it, and then the boxing comes in with it, and then the drugs came in with the violence. Violence and drugs go hand in hand, don't they? You know what I mean?
Mate,
so
they do.
Do you think you? Go on,
it's because with the drugs they turn off your inhibitions, don't they?
Yeah, that's
so
it.
So you like, especially on Charlie or whatever, it's fight or flight.
Yeah.
So
that's why I was living my life in fight or flight anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So
because of what I was dealing with in my head, I didn't even realise, or it wasn't even at surface at that point, you know what I mean? It was something I'd shut off and buried inside. Would you say you were doing it
to escape or to self-medicate, or a bit of both?
It was escape, self-medicating, and a bit of self-harm, if I'm honest, as well.
Yeah.
Because, like, if once I hit a certain level, and I went like, so I started off at like super middle, I was fighting at 12 stone and that, and then like on my fifth fighting, I weighed in at 13 stone, and I fought a kid what was 6'6" and 16 and a half stone for my first belt, and I knocked him out in his second round, and I thought, you know what, fuck this, I'm fighting these big lads of me at Ford's Bar. So that was that one, and then it was just issues bouncing off each other, and it was like I didn't really care about what happened. Every time I stepped in that ring, I was prepared to die.
Yeah.
And that was that, like, you know what I mean? And I wasn't bothered about it, and I wasn't worried about it either. All I was bothered about was, well, we'll see whether he can manage it or not, or whether I take his head off.
Yeah.
And that was that.
Do you think the boxing added with the violence you already had in your mind? Do you think the boxing added to the ego and thinking, so did you go out looking for it, or it just a case of, you know how you handle yourself, so you could ever go anywhere?
I think the boxing initially was to add to the ego. And then it turned into the thing what destroyed it and started breaking it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, how do I say it? I think at first it was like, it was for that name and for that reputation and for everybody to know what was what.
Yeah.
But then because of boxing and what it is and what it does for you, that's where that thinking started getting brought. And it took me years, like, because it takes me years to learn some things. You know what I mean? I've always learned the hard way, like. But yeah, I think initially I started off on it with for wrong reasons, and then it turned into my saviour. Then.
Yeah.
Would you get frustrated at the beginning? Did you have any impatience with boxing? Like you couldn't learn things quickly? And did that add to it? Because what I've found, especially with young lads, some young lads that did come into the gym, but especially that are not I would say violent, or they're not bullies, but they've got a lot of pent-up rage. They get frustrated with themselves because they can't throw a jab properly, and you're trying to tell them, and they're getting more and more frustrated. Do you think that added to it a little bit, or do you think...
I think, to be honest with you, I think that's just a frustration what anybody has when they're learning a new skill.
Yeah.
Like well, I learned to play guitar, so it was same frustration there while I was doing that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, that's another thing what has literally saved my life. So I think that frustration is something what everybody has to deal with and what everybody has to work through. And this ties into what I'm doing now, because this is what elevates the bar, and this is where we're taking this now, because it's designed to push people past them self-limiting beliefs and challenge them boundaries, what we set in his own mind, what we tell ourselves we can't get past, and that. The whole structure of what I do is to break through that and show you that you can achieve more than you believe, and that you can push yourself further than you think you can go, and you can learn what you think you can't learn. So I think it's an empowerment thing more than all else. It's educational, but it's empowerment, because the ultimate goal with everything is to teach people from using my mistakes and my life story, because I've made loads of them. Do you know what I mean? So there's not really anybody what can come in that gym what can tell me something what I've not been near or seen and done or experienced in some way, shape or form, like I've lived a life.
Yeah.
So, and I think that helps me to relate, and that helps with like, it helps when I'm talking with people as well, and that relationship what you have when you train together and you're coaching and that as well, that's key to that. When someone knows that they can talk to someone that's got experience and they know that they're safe in that environment to do so, and they're not going to be judged from it, it allows you that opportunity to open up more, which then releases a bit of that pressure what you feel by being there, and it takes some of that strain away from you, and it takes some pressure off you, Sam, and then that plays out, and it's one of them things, but it's just a domino effect.
Yeah. I think the common thing with it,
fumble,
the common thing with it is people actually getting in. Once you're in, you're in.
Yeah, that's
because
it,
it's that first session. That everybody will all know that first session in a gym, on a running track, on a football field. That first session when you don't know anybody.
It's hard and it's scary, isn't it?
It's terrifying, and people love to not admit it. But when you're walking in, your ass is
I've had a
falling
young
out.
lad what's come in tonight, and he's come down with his mum tonight for a junior session, and it's his first one he's been to, and he seemed alright when he first walked through the door and that, and I had a little nat away him, what's your name, blah, blah, tell me a bit about it, and that, told him what we were doing, told him what were happening and that, and then we had 6 or 7 minutes where we were waiting then for the rest of the people to get here, and they were just starting to filter into the room and start doing the skipping and that, and he got all upset and started crying to his mum and that. His mum is still there at that point because normally they leave now, they're just leaving with us. But it only took a couple of minutes to settle him down and that, because that one again I just had to relay my life experience, and,
it's that,
and like he stood outside of me cabinets around my belts and that, and so I'm like, well, just have a look at them, like. I had to go to different gyms, and I had to meet new people, and I had to go all over the country to get these. So this situation, what you're in right now, is something what I've experienced 1,000 times, and more you experience it, the easier it gets. But we've got a good set of people in here, so you're going to be all right. Like,
it's amazing how boxing, or sport in general, relates to life, isn't it?
Massively. And I mean, a lot of... It's mad really, like, because my role as coaching is learning people to tie the shoes, and it's learning people to speak to each other, and it's...
The amount of questions I had about AMRAPs when I did it, I was like... it's
mad,
it's easy, it's the hardest thing you'll ever do.
That's it, isn't it? But there's so much more to it, like, because... I mean, for me, I think, like, you've got to understand each client as well on a personal level, do you know what I mean? You have to be able to get past that awkwardness at first where you don't really know each other and you're figuring each other out and that, and my role there is to push them in directions to figure them out and to see what's behind, like why don't they train? Why are they overweight? What's the thought processes behind it? What's the background story? Do you know what I mean? Because all this information, what we get in little bits while we're training, culminates into a brilliant session what we can deliver. Do you know what I mean?
How can I help this person? Unless you know the person's struggles, you can't help them overcome them.
That's it, exactly, innit? Yeah. Exactly,
I think one big thing as well is, what would you want to do? Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? And when you ask that, especially to like a teenager, 12 to 18, they'll always like, well, I just want to box, or I want to play football. It's like, where do you want to get to? What is it you're wanting to learn? Because if you go into a boxing gym, you're learning something. Doesn't matter if it's discipline or technique. What do you want to... And Justin Waller mentioned this on a podcast a few weeks ago. A lot of people relate to different people. Like, there might be the quiet kid who needs me or Kieran to speak to him and like, come on, mate, we used to be quiet in school. And then that brash kid who's in trouble at school might need you to speak to him. Different coaches have different values. We in a group.
That's it.
And I think one person can do it, but I think it takes the other lads in a gym to become a coach, if that makes sense as well.
I mean, so again, we go back to this self-sustainability and this learning process and that. So as part of my boxing sessions, what I do for Body Carnegie, like, I coach people to coach each other.
Yeah, I'm going to bring a bit of humour into this now. I've always called it body carnage, and I'm so pissed that it's carnage.
Sorry, because most people call it body carnage.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's what I thought.
I am so pissed
that spelled it.
So it's called Body Carnegie because it used to be an old Carnegie library. Now, Carnegie family is a massive family from America what were worth billions, and they spent millions and millions and millions all over the world putting libraries up for public use. So that's why the whole building is set up for the community. It's a community hub because it follows on from what it should have been. It was for the community, built for community, and it stays for community. This is why we keep costs down. I mean, it's a self-sustaining charity in there, like, so. Whereas you might go to other gyms and pay £7 for a session, juniors come and pay £2 with us. Adults only pay £3. So it means that we can encompass a larger area.
Yeah, it's accessible to all.
Yeah, that's it. Like, innit? It makes it easier for people to get.
Oh, that's a great thing, man.
So you went to Body Carnegie. I'm so pissed at that. In 2018.
Yeah.
You become head coach. What was that like? Were it one of them moments that you thought, shit, I'm in charge, or were it like, yeah, I'm going to grab this?
No, it just happened, mate.
Did it just happen?
So I first met Rick in 2014. It was just before I went away. I went down I actually went down. There weren't boxing in there at that point. They were doing MMA and jiu-jitsu and that. And there weren't no active fighters in there. And I went down to do a couple of sessions with Ty and do some grappling and that, and just to get that to go. And I went down with a pal of mine who I used to play football with, actually. And then when I got locked up like 6 months later, he was a screw on wing. So I couldn't go on his wing then. But yeah, obviously I disappeared and I did me little Majesty's tour like. And I came back in 2018, and I come out in June. And I was seeing all my old mates from boxing and that sticking, because I was going to knock it on the head. Yeah. Because I'd settled a lot. That was where I started to find my peace inside me, and that was where I started to calm down.
You know, when you said you were going to knock it on the head, did you fear that getting back into that boxing environment would bring it back up?
Well, yeah, that's why I didn't want to, because... See, like, I had wrong person in my corner. I had wrong person in my corner when I started.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So I use my experience from that to deliver the best I can deliver to my juniors. Do you know what I mean? So, and I wish I'd been with Rick from the start, because I could have been somewhere else if I'd been with him from the start. But it weren't meant to be.
You might have learned to move your head more.
Yeah, that's it, innit? But yeah, so I come back down to Rick's, and I come out in June, and I had my first fight with him in September on Neil's show, and I fought Marcus for the first time. So Marcus was undefeated at that point, 6-0 or something, wasn't he? And I fought him for his area title, and I beat him. And then my first fight for Body Carnegie, I'd gone and won a belt. That was it then, everybody was buzzing with it. Yeah. Gym started getting full, classes were rammed, everybody was buzzing. Neil's next show, we had 7 lads fighting on it. So we went from nobody fighting to like 7 fighting within 4 months. Like.
I can remember going in April 2019 with a missus of mine at the time. And I can remember all you lads in red and black.
That's
and I'm thinking, there's about fucking 20 in them. I says, what the fuck's this? It's like a cult.
All big lads and all, weren't they?
I can remember looking up, and I remember this thud, because I was ringside as well. I remember this thud and thinking, fuck, I might be fighting one of them in September. And I can just remember it were a proper bang. You know when you hear it, you feel it through the ground. And I was like, oh shit.
Well, you should have seen us sparring for that one. Mate, unreal. Bear in mind, they're all big lads. I mean, I'm not a big man, but I'm a big lad, you know what I mean? Like, I've got some size and some shape to me, but these lads dwarfed me. Big Tom and Moggs, and Was and Herpy and that, and we were just knocking fucking lumps out of each other, getting ready for it. The one sparring session, right, where I got punched clean out at ring, I got sent straight through ropes, Joe got his eardrum perforated, two of them got their noses popped, we just knocked lumps out of each other. We were at rate camp. In fact, to be fair, that was probably one of my favourite camps what I've ever had in all my career, that, like.
It's one thing that's always amazed me about boxing, and one thing I love about boxing, because that's how me and him met. And like when we tell people, oh, how'd you two meet? And they go, oh, we punched each other at first.
Straight like
it's like the respect you get from it for me.
It's a different level.
I've met more lads having duels with him and sound best of mates, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even like that even relates to like before I was boxing and fighting on the streets and that, you know what I mean? Like, my best mate is not here now, bless him, right? But I met him by having a do with him in a boozer. Like.
I remember you telling me about that. It's one of them beautiful things. Like it's a different level of respect, knowing.
Of course it is.
Either one, I could pop him in the nose, and next minute, I'm popped in the nose, and it's like, yeah, you're all right, you. Do you know what I mean?
For me, what it is, right? It's like when you're in that ring together, there's no escape.
Yeah.
You get to know what each other's like as a man. You know what I mean? That's where the test is, in that grounding.
Where you find out
it's whether you run off, or that's whether you quit, or whether you, do you know what I mean? That's where it shows what you're made of.
Yeah, definitely. I think boxing's one of them that's taught me you're in there and there's no way out.
Of course it is. I mean, look at my fight with Big John, what I had.
Yeah.
In Newcastle, mate. I went up and fought Big John, I was 15 stone 10. Big John was like 19 and a half stone. And he held all belts up there. And he was splattering everybody. So silly bollocks here, seeing it on Facebook, he's looking for a fight and that, like, and I've already fought an Andy Shaw, like, if it's a good few times, like, I'll fight him. So I'm saying, wait while I come up there and knock you clean out and show you what my belt looks like and that. It's like getting encouragement to get extra training, isn't it? But we had a 4-round war, yeah, and we put each other down 4 times. He hit me with a body shot in the 3rd round and snapped my chest. And you can hear it on video as well.
Just needs to move his head, needs to move his body and all.
It's right.
Can you dance?
No, I've got 2 left feet.
So boxing-wise, what point, which fight, I love this question for boxers, which fight were it like, I fucking love this?
Big John.
Yeah?
Well, I'm saying that, no.
The first time you said it?
The first time I said it was my first fight.
Yeah, fair enough.
I've gone to the ring, right, and I was fighting in Liquid nightclub in Rotherham. And it's like a 1,500 person venue or something like that. Yeah. So we got there and I'm in army and I'm just like watching them because it's my first show and I'm like, fucking hell, what's happening here? And I'm backwards and forwards at the toilet for a piss every 2 minutes because I'm nervous, but I didn't realise it was nerves then, like, because all the way up to it, I didn't have none until I got there. I was alright, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a smash fucker.
It's real, doesn't it? When you see that ring, you see the thing, it's like, oh shit.
Well, so I'd said, I'm like, listen, I want a proper fight. Because you want about putting me in head guards and 14-ounce gloves as an exhibition. I'm like, and if I'm getting it ring, I'm getting it ring. We're having a fight, innit? So I wanted 10-ounce gloves and no head guards and that. And I didn't know who I was fighting or out. And I'm watching Danny and Richard. They were like Eddie Bill and that, and all fancy gear on, and everybody knows who they are and that. And I'm like, yeah, I want a bit of that limelight, me. I want a bit top at Bill. I mean, 3 years later, I was fighting one of them lads for a belt line. But yeah, that fight, that was the one, mate. Waiting, and then hear me music, and then it like nerves just stopped then. And I went in that zone, and that's where I found that zone then. And I knew what that feeling was like then, you know what I mean? And they were like, there was no looking back. I don't give a fuck what you said, mate. There was no way I was looking back from that moment in time. And then I went out and I put him away in 2nd round, knocked him fast asleep like at the beginning of the 2nd round. I was just like, yes, this is me now. Yeah. This is me now.
There's nothing quite like that buzz, is there?
No, is it?
See,
It'll never be it.
I love that because I won last September. That one you trained me partially for.
Yeah.
I won last September. I can remember him putting my hand up, and I was like, because I said once I've won again, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
But even now, I'm like, want another one, and it just keeps coming back every year.
It's the reason I don't know,
mate.
because of work, I can't dedicate the time I want to.
Yeah, and
that's why it kills me. Because when I watch you fight, I'm like, oh God, I wish I could get back in there, man.
Yeah. And it's one of them feelings that you don't forget. And I can remember the look on Miss Mrs.'s face, and them were fucking cheering. His crowd his lot were booing, and I fucking shushed them all, and nearly fighting with his dad.
I've got to say, that was one of the funniest things ever, right? So his dad comes over, and I don't know if we can say this on pod or not.
We can't. Do you know what? Fair play to the lad who I fought, because he was like, Dad, apologise. It's just a fucking fight, isn't it? Yeah. Like,
he were giving him a bit of shit. His dad came over and shoved him, right? And I've run to try and because I think, oh shit, it's going to have a fight. And then I spot one of my good mates from football calling, all right, mate, who's on their side. I start chatting to him, like, oh, just calm down.
Nice.
But it was one of them moments where he turned to me, and I'm just turned around, I'm like, the fuck are you? I've just beat your son, I'll beat you at all. But I didn't want another fight, I was knackered.
Because I can understand him, because father's pride, innit?
Yeah.
You've seen your son lose, you're gonna...
Yeah. And to be fair, there was still some debate. There's always debate on Facebook if I lost that fight, and I watched it back now, and I'm like, I don't think I did. But there's still thinking, I just want a second one just to put him down, just to fucking...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? That's what's itching me.
I know what you're saying.
Get rid of doubt.
Yeah.
Listen, I get itched to fight all the time. I mean, I absolutely love what I do now, right? And I wouldn't change it for the world. And
We're coming on to this next, mate. So.
And I'm glad that I'm not fighting anymore. But it does make me wanna.
Do you find it hard to replace that buzz? Or do you feel like...
I found my replacement for that buzz, but it's different, and it's better, and it's a more grown up buzz, shall we say?
Yeah.
That's the only way I can describe it. Like, I've got other people's hands and lives in my hands, and I've got other people to worry about and take care of. So it's completely different. So I go to a fight now. Before I go, and it was like, right, all my fucking having, and that's that. Now it's like, right, I've got to do this, I've got to make sure they're all right, I've got to sort this out. It's like, it's just a different setup altogether for me now. Right?
Love it. So we are going to go on to that, because you've started Elevate Journeys, which I'm also invested in as well, which is fucking mint.
Yeah, man.
Tell me how that come about, why you started it. Obviously, I'm aware of it, but these guys are not, the audience is not. I want to know why you started it, where it come from, and what made you think that's my fucking next step.
It's not really a question I can answer, but I'll try. Okay. So I took over as head coach just before Christmas. I started moving out rooms about and that. And it's kind of just developed and advanced into what it is. And I didn't really realise, because I've coached over years, but it's not been what I've done all the time, and it's not been my responsibility and my thing to look after. So it's different when you take on that role with it. And I don't know, I just kind of like, I can see what good it's doing for people. Yeah. And I can see what good training session, whether it's fitness or whether it's boxing or whatever it is, I can see the good and the benefit what it's doing for people. And I can see that, well, actually, I'm good at what I'm doing and all.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I like, this is helping people. I've found my purpose. I've found my calling. It's took me 37 fucking years, but I'm here.
Yeah.
And then it's just, I don't really know how it's happened, Reece. It's just happened. It's like some kind of divine intervention was just.
If I'm being complete,
it's just happening, and I'm just doing it, and I don't know how the fuck I'm doing it. I don't even know how I've got to a point where I am with it.
He won't mind me saying this, but I can remember he posted something on Facebook like, "Oh, I need this doing," and I messaged him straight away, and he says, "Oh, come down to the gym and we'll have a session, but we'll talk about it as well." So I'm there, and he's talking to me, and I'm like, "I want to do this and this." And I'm like, "This is fucking mint." Like, do you know what I mean? And I was really excited for you as well, and I think it's brilliant what you're doing. And I think to come back from a place where you were to now, I think that's fucking mint.
Yeah,
to put it blunt.
I mean, to be honest with you, Ray, I've gone from rock bottom to living my best life. Do you know what I mean? To from a few years ago, fucking taking overdoses and trying to end everything to being where I am now, and I'm only going to keep elevating my son and elevating everybody around me while I'm at it. Do you know what I mean? So like my mission for Elevate is to bring an accessible educational platform what's easy to understand and easy to use and easy to figure out, and it's got no hidden gimmicks and no hidden charges and costs are kept low, and it's there for everybody.
Yeah.
And the idea behind it all, Ray, is because like I look with youngsters at gym, Ray, and they don't know all about food. They've not been taught it.
Yeah, they don't in
cooking
school,
classes at school, but they teach them how to make rice pudding or fucking beans on toast.
Yeah.
They don't teach them about food.
I might have beans on toast. There's no wrong with cheesy
straight
beans on
in it.
toast.
But yeah, they've not really they don't get that. They don't get that education into it. So you can't expect anybody to understand when they don't know about it. And it just seems to me like it's a massive area where people have just not got a clue. And this is the thing what scares people and puts them off from wanting to start. It's because it's unknown and you don't know about it.
You fear the unknown. Everybody does.
Exactly,
As brain, I was talking about this on the previous pod. As brain is designed to avert things that are unfamiliar.
Of course it is, because it sees it as death, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's danger. Something that's
is.
uncomfortable is danger, but once you push yourself, you learn that
And
it's
again-
the best thing you can do.
And again, this is where it relates into real life with boxing, because this is what happens with your sessions or just with training. That what you've just described there, that is what I get people to see
Yeah.
when I get them extra reps out on them. Or I get that extra 2 minutes on the treadmill out on them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? These are the limiting beliefs what we break through.
There's a Navy SEAL quote I love, and they say this in training for Navy SEALs. When you feel like you're 100% done, you're actually only 40% done.
Yeah.
It's the limitation you place on yourself.
That's it, exactly, yeah. It is.
I can remember a quote from one of the lads at gym, and I'm gutted I can't remember his name. I think it was Luke, but the name really does escape me. But he says, I want you to walk out this gym hating my guts.
Yeah.
But you'll love me at the end of it.
That's
and I
it.
was like, I can remember there was one particular session last year. I'd rather get punched in the face all day long than take a body shot, a sweet liver shot that just gets you. And he caught me with one, and I walked out of that gym thinking, I'll fucking smash you next time. But do you know the session after? I felt mint.
Yeah.
Because I was like, right, I know what's gonna happen, I know this, I know that. And I felt really good and quick and sharp and on it. But I still walked out every single session like, I'm a fucking do you
That's
in.
it, innit? Because that's where the growth is. It's in them uncomfortable places.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it is when you're rolling about.
I think that's the only way for it.
I'm
Like,
firmly of the opinion that everybody on earth should get punched in the face.
yeah, I am as
You
well,
don't-
mate. Some more than most. Like.
Do you know what? Especially on social media, you see a lot of people like, I think we should do this. And I'm like, you have never been slapped.
Yeah.
You're
Thing
a
is,
person that you have never been
I
slapped.
think once you've been punched in the face a few times and you realise you're not made of glass, your ceiling for yourself changes as well.
Of course
and it
it
improves.
does. Again, it's another limit what you put on for yourself, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's another perspective change of what you find in that, and with this discipline and with your fitness and your training. Like, so it's mad how many things we take from boxing will play out in all different aspects of your life and that. Like.
Oh, yeah. I've always under belief as well that schools should bring it into schools. More.
I mean, or back into them.
Yeah, and I think it should be a thing. Even jiu-jitsu or some sort of
Some
martial
sort of combat
art.
sport.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
Even if it's low impact, so it's
No matter what it is, they all teach that same
'Cause-
level of discipline.
Yeah, and it's like football. It's like, it's all well and good, but you're not going to get a slap. You're not going to get a slap.
What's just going to happen is handbags, isn't it?
Yeah, bit of pushing and shoving. I want somebody to lamp some cunt. You know what I mean? Like I want, you know. But then you realise that a lot of schools, especially boxing, you'll see a lot less bullying if they brought combat sports back. Because it could be a place where it's like, I want you today, and the youngster might have already done a bit of boxing. Like, come on then.
But then it makes you wonder what's the reasoning behind it. What's the reasoning behind taking it out when it gives you all that benefit? Why would you take it out? Is it giving you too many benefits? What's helping you too much in life?
I believe this.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a scary situation to be in when everybody around you knows what they're doing, and you've walked, like, it comes back to going into a gym on your own. If you're in school and you've never done a combat sport, but there's a couple of lads who have, they're going to be terrified if you're 11, 12. You know, but at the end of the day, you're going to walk out of that gym, out of that school session and be like, feel a bit better about myself.
That's
now.
it, like.
And that's why I think you'll see less
I can relate
bullying.
it to myself. I said this to you when we did the charity boxing together. I said I firmly believe boxing changed my life for the better. It was the first thing that first day I was petrified to go in. I was absolutely petrified. Afterwards, I felt amazing.
Yeah.
And over the space of that 8 weeks was the first time in my life up until and after the fight where I learned if I actually dedicate myself to something, I can achieve whatever I want to.
Yeah, that's it, like, you know, yeah, exactly.
It's boxing's great for that because say you do an 8 week camp and then you've got a fight, you've got instant results.
Yeah.
Every session you know if you've done well, you've done bad.
I know what you're saying. Like,
And you know if you haven't, because you'll get smashed to pieces.
But see, I'll play devil's advocate with that, and I think that that's where you think that you am, but that's where most of your work gets done. That's where all your improvement comes. Because you're not getting filled in the gym, and you've got naught to push yourself and challenge yourself against.
You see a lot of gym lads, when they go boxing, they want to pick on smallest thing because they think I'll beat him. Whereas I didn't give a shit. I'd be like, do you want to get in there? Yeah, go on then. No, I'm going to get absolutely rinsed, but at least I'll learn something. I sparred Andy Townsend once and Tony Cruz.
Yeah.
Tony Cruz is a big lad. He's very, how can I put it, he's deceptive how big he actually is until you're in there with him.
Yeah.
And I can remember 1 or 2 rounds with them two, and I was like, I'm holding my own a little bit.
Yeah.
Was I fuck? They literally switched a gear and I was just on foot. But good thing about them two and good thing about lads that are better than you, when you get in with them, they kind of respect you a bit more and they try and teach you a bit more. Like, I got you because of this.
Well, that's what it is, and that's exactly so. Like what Reece is on about there. That's how we do it in our gym. When we spar to learn. We don't spar to take each other's heads off. Don't get me wrong, mate. Look, there's times when every sparring sessions are needed because we need to make sure that we're all right under pressure and under fire.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? But like, this is how we do it, right? So if I'm better than you, I'm going to box to your level. But I'm going to allow you to get some work off and I'm going to allow you to get comfortable.
Yeah.
When you get a bit giddy and start trying to take your head off, I'm going to give you a shot and I'm going to let you know.
So it's knock your barn back down to earth sort of thing.
That's it. But then I'm going to push you at the same time as well. So then what I'll do, once I've let you get some work off and let you get comfy, then I'm going to work you then.
Yeah.
I'm going to step mine up a little gear. But I'm not going to eat you hard. I'm just going to eat you fast and I'm going to eat you from angles that you don't expect and I'm going to move a bit more than than I was doing before. And then once I start doing that and then you start picking me up on that level, I'm going to work up again and that's where that growth is. So I put you under that pressure. So like what I said to lads as well, like, because you get, when you get juniors what just cover their head and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? Or the struggle when they're coming under pressure and that, and then you can, and some are a bit better. So I say, when you're pushing each other like that, don't step away, don't land a couple of shots and then move away and let him off, because he's not fucking learning how to stop what's happening.
Yeah.
Keep the power down, up the tempo. You know what I mean? So rather than hit you with 6 big shots, we'll hit you with 20 little shots.
Yeah.
Well, it's not hurting you, but it's just giving you something to think about, and you're having to get out of the way of it, and you're having to work out your send what the best move on the board is for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's massive. Tom Cook's good at that.
Cookie's a right little scrapper. Do you know what me and Cookie met?
Go on.
Cookie, if you're watching this, I love you, bro.
He will, I'll send it him.
So I were out one weekend and we were in town. We were in Crown and Anchor. Anyway, I've gone in, mate, and I was absolutely steaming, and I've been a bit of a knobhead, to be fair. Like, anyway, and something's got said with these other lads, and I'm like, well, do you want to go or something? And Cookie stood up, he's gone, I'll have a fucking go. I'm like, right, sound, come on then, let's get outside. Mate, we've gone outside and not lumps out each other. Everybody else has come out, piled out. Someone got an ankle broke, slipped over on ice and that. Me and Cookie rolling about on floor, punching lumps out on each other. I ended up with a nose like an hockey stick. We didn't want Venti. He hit me with it, right? You know, next morning, it looked like I stuck my head in a beehive, right? It was like...
Oh, that's quite funny. I will send him that clip. We'll clip that up and I'll send it him. I'll get him on next. And be like, yeah, I did.
If you want, mate.
Do you know what? Tom Cook's one of them. He's the sweetest guy. He's got an heart of gold. He's got an heart of gold. but he can fucking fight.
Oh, I can fight.
He can
Do you know what? My favourite fighter cookies. I mean, me and Tom's been on Neil's shows for years together. My favourite fighter cook is him and Dwayne.
Yeah, Smith. Yeah. Do you remember when we first? This is actually because you'll know Tom Cook. Do you remember that first time we went into Neil's gym in Oil Mill? It was first time ever, and he said, "I'm going to put you in sparring with this guy." And it was Tom.
Oh, is that how I sparred?
Yeah.
Oh, he's good, him. Yeah, he schooled me. Like. He did what you were saying. He made me think. He made me believe I were good and I could get in, and then he just taught me lessons.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, taught you lessons. Yeah, and do you know what? He puts his head down and just goes. He won't.
Yeah,
he
he
won't
just put his
stop.
head on my chest. I didn't know how to do it.
His style's naughty. I mean, he takes a lot of damage and a lot of punches. We've got a challenge on for who's best looking and all, by the way. He takes some punishing and he can take some fist and all. I've seen him take some fist.
Yeah.
But he's walk forward, he's just all out action. And he's a right nice technical boxer. He's just all out action. And I love watching his face. And
I remember sparring him clear as day. I remember him putting his head on my chest and like just walking into me and him going, "Go on then, gear some, go on then."
Yeah, that's it. And every fight what he has, I mean, it's like, that's why people like watching him fight, because he's just all out action all the time. He's come forward and it's like...
Yeah, he's one of them. I can remember a certain sparring session because there were a couple of other lads there, former amateurs as well. And these lads were like just moving side to side around him, but he was still catching him. And I can remember one certain lad, he was like, "How the fuck?" He got really wound up. And then I went in and I'm thinking, right, I'm just going to go toe to toe with you, you fucking, you know what I mean? I'm going to toe to toe. Best and worst decision I've ever made, because I realised that I couldn't go toe to toe with him, but it made me realise that against somebody lesser than me, if I'm, on an equal plane, I probably could do better. And that's what I think you're mentioning, we're moving up to their level in a sense of you're not going to match them because they're, that just a bit better than you. But if you spar somebody at that level just under, you're probably getting there.
See, I went other way with me and I didn't do that in sparring, I did it with fighting. So everybody who I wanted to, I picked my own fights for like 95% of my career. So I always went for someone what on paper should knock lumps out of me.
I rate that
because it's like, what's point in having an easy fight? I'm not learning all. And to be fair, I don't want to, because if someone's paying £30 a ticket to come and watch me, right, I want them to see me stood in the middle of that ring, banging it out like a life defender.
You want them to entertain as well, innit? Of
course you do, mate. You want them to get their money's worth, innit?
Yeah, there's one particular picture that I love showing people because it, in fact, I can't show it, unfortunately. I'll dig it out. And it's a picture at Neil's gym, and I'm fighting this big fucking bald lad. And I'm like, shit. And you can tell I'm like shit, but my hands are down here and I'm thinking, I'm going to get my head kicked in here. I'll try and find it.
I was having a look on my Facebook at some of my last fights and that with like James Walker and Marcus Lapina and that. 20 odd stone monsters, mate. Like, you wouldn't be able to walk through it. James would have to bend down to walk through that door. Yeah, that's what he was like.
I'll send it so you get the thing, and I'm just like, fuck. Because you don't realise how big somebody actually is until you're in there with them.
That's it,
and Bailey's a lovely lad. He couldn't hurt. It hurts. He would hurt somebody.
Yeah.
He's got power like fucking. But I called him the Barnsley Fury because he's bold and massive, 6'7". And I can remember somebody were like, nobody wanted to spar with him. There were only certain lads, and I'm just like, I'll get in with him. And I realised this is a fucking grave mistake. And he put me down with a right hand, and I'm thinking, oh, this is worst decision. And fucking what the fuck am I doing? Staring at ceiling. But also the best decision ever.
Yeah,
because it teaches you like gut to body with big lads.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
You've got to push yourself. If you're not chasing that next
when
level,
you're fighting them big boys though.
Yeah, they've got arms like fucking megalodons.
It is. It's difficult.
So, do you want to plug Elevate, mate? Do you want to get all your socials in there and just fucking smash it out at park and get everybody looking at you? Because I think
we can do. Right?
Yeah, this is your opportunity.
Definitely.
This is your opportunity to just say what you're about and just look into that camera and just go for it, mate.
Sound. So Elevate Journeys is we take care of everybody's training and nutrition needs. We're here and we're building what's going to be one of the biggest educational platforms around for fitness and nutrition. But it's Hogging Med, easy to understand, simple to follow, and very detailed information, which you kind of struggle with on other things as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like once you start getting detailed information, you lose the ease of reading. So I'm trying to keep that nice, happy balance now. I'm looking to keep costs down as much as absolutely possible because I want everybody to have access to this. So I've got a new app launching. I'm 10 days away from launch, and then I've got a bit of system trialing to do.
This will probably release about
2-3 weeks maybe.
About 2-3 weeks, so it's time to really fucking sell it.
Sound, that's nice then. So we've got different packages what you can come on to now. On my app, what I've got releasing, it's massive value for money, and it's only ever going to increase. So you pay £19.99 a month, and that's less than £5 a week. And for that, what you get your calories and your macros worked out. You get a template nutrition plan, which shows you how to structure your daily plans for your food. And you get fed all the information that you could possibly need to be able to do the diets for yourself. I've got books and products what are getting released on a monthly basis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a month. Depends on what month and what's happening. Some I'm going to release in series, some I'm going to release bigger ones, but singles. Now, when you've got me app, you might pay between $6.99 and $29.99 for these, depending on size of them. Between $3.99 and $29.99. But when you've got me out, you pay £19.99 a month subscription, and you get all these for free on it. Now, think about this for in 12 months' time. You still, every time I release 2-3 books a month, they go on for free. Your value is only ever increasing. Your cost is staying the same, but the content and the information what you've got is doubling and trebling, and it's just getting bigger and bigger all the time. So value is only ever going to get better. Forgotten all. We've got a barcode, so you're gonna have to clip fuck out of this, aren't you?
No, go for it,
man.
Go for it, mate.
So we've got a free barcode scanner on there. What works on as calorie income and expenditure tools, so you can keep a track of what you're eating and that. So you can put your workouts in what you've done, and it work out how many calories what you've burnt and that. Yeah, you can put your food content in what you've ate, and it works out how many calories what you've took in. So you know all the time whether you're on par and whether you're keeping on point, and whether what you've planned out for yourself's working for you as well. Now, if you're not at that point where you're ready to do your own and you're still learning, we go on to the next package then. So silver package. So silver package is $39.99 a month. It's $39.99. And that recurs every 3 months, that one. Your plans last for 12 weeks. Now, what you get with that, right? You get all the benefits of the bronze package, but you get your own bespoke workout plans and a fully custom nutrition plan what's worked out specifically for you, your body and your goals. You get 3 options for that. Now, the plans what you get, they're not 2-minute plans. They're good plans. You've got breakfast options, morning snacks, lunch, afternoon snacks, dinner, evening snacks. You've got hydration plans. You've got full shopping lists on it. You've got meal prep suggestions what tell you how to start getting stuff ready and that. Everything that you need to know to make that plan easy to understand and simple is on there. All you've got to do is pick it up and follow it, and I'm guaranteeing results on it. Now, if you want to spice things up a bit more than that and you want some more variety, now you can go on to Gold Package. Now, Gold Package is going to cost you $129.99 for 12 weeks. Now, in Gold Package, what you get with that, you get all your app access and your content and everything like that, but you get exclusive releases on that. So whatever I release, you get it all a month before everybody else does. So you've already got heads up on what's going on, and you've already got the newest of information. You get access to his members-only forum page where you can become each other's teammates and cheerleaders, and you can share your goals and your aspirations and your achievements with each other, and you can big each other up, and you can coach each other into better results. This is what it's all about, becoming a big community and making it accessible and everybody helping each other. Now, for your $129.99 gold package, you get 6 plans for that. Now, by having 6 plans, you can have 2 different foods each week. So meal 1 Monday, meal 2 Tuesday, meal 1 Wednesday, and so forth. And for your 12 week, you can do that, and that means no 2 weeks ever have to be the same. They're all different, which is plenty enough variety to be able to spice it up for anybody. You give people too much information, it can get a bit too confusing. So I've kept it nice and simple, and I've made it easy to follow, and I've even given you examples of how to mix your plans up when you take your gold package, so that you can just cross them off your list. Print it off, cross them off your list, jobs are good, and you know you're not doing that week again then. Then we move on from gold package and we've got a platinum package. Now, platinum's a flagship package. So that's £999, and that's a 12-week transformational journey. And what you get on that, you get access to your app, you get your calories and your macros worked out. You get a template diet plan, you get all the information and the content, what I release, you get all that for note. You get your 6 meal plans, you get all your hydration plans and your routines to set it out so you can keep it varied. You get 12 one-to-one PT sessions with this, and this is where real work gets done. Because it's all right doing your own workout plans and that, but you can't push yourself like I can push you. You can't take yourself past some limits like I can take you past some limits. So you get your 12 one-to-one PT sessions throughout your journey, and you get 2 live cooking classes, because it's no good me telling you what food to eat, and it's no good me giving you naughty recipe books for free if you don't know how to cook it. So we take you through and you come and you cook it with us, and we teach you how to cook it with us. First one's getting filmed on 20th of September actually, and I've got a couple of young junior boxers who are debuting tomorrow actually, and they're going to come and help me with this first one, so they're going to be the first ones to come and do this lesson. So you've got your bronze, silver, gold package standards. You've got your 12 one-to-one PTs. You've got your 2 live cooking classes. You get weekly check-ins with us, so we can make sure that everything's working properly and everything's running smoothly. You get your access to your members forum where you can discuss things with other elevated members. You can talk about different training methods, and this is where people, once you get into it and you start doing your research, you can bring these things in and you can make suggestions to me, not just to everybody else, because I'm going to be a member of this forum and I'm going to be active on there as well, so that we've got that real personal one-to-one touch. So like I said, journeys cost you £999, which is the best £1,000 you're ever going to spend. It will change your life and it will transform your life. And I've already got my first set of journeys lined up. So if you want to get your name down for it, check us out on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, Elevate Journeys, and all that information will be on there as to how you can get your name down for it. Spaces are limited. I'm only going to be doing 6 people every 3 months on these packages. Now, we talk about Platinum being his flagship package here at $999, but the real show stealer is the Journeys package. So Journeys is everything that Platinum offers you, but you get 300 quid knocked off it. But for having your 300 quid knocked off it, you get to inspire other people and you get to show other people your transformation and your journey. You get it all recorded, you get it all filmed, so you've even got your own little diary log, your little video log of your transformational journey. We share this on social media so that we can inspire other people and we can show other people correct ways, and we can push people into going into gyms all over the country and all over the world. And this is exactly what we're wanting to achieve. We want to encompass everybody in this and get as many people into better health through fitness and nutrition. So Journeys is $699 for your 12-week journey, which for me I think is an absolutely amazing price. And if I could make it any lower, I won't. I'll be. Do you know what I mean? It's value for money. It's a bargain. And you'll see with first ones, once we get first ones filmed, you'll see you send and you'll be kicking my door down to come on it.
Oh, that's class, mate. That's class.
So yeah, I think that kind of encompasses what we're doing. I'm on an absolute mad mission, mate, at the minute. I'm doing 12, 16, sometimes 19 hours a day, sorting all this out and getting it all ready.
I can feel the passion, mate.
I
really can.
No, you've sold me.
I love it.
I can really feel the passion. I
I
think
love it, mate. And I mean, when you think about the amount of, you'll see for yourselves anyway when you come and try it, but the amount of information and the amount of benefit you're going to get out of this, even now, just starting, it's massive value.
Yeah.
So in 12 months or 2 years, it's going to be 10,000.
You're not buying the product when you're buying this, you're investing in yourself.
That's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. You're challenging yourself and you're pushing yourself, and you are pushing yourself to become the best that you can be.
You're elevating yourself.
Exactly.
Craig, I've got one last question, mate,
Go on,
and it's
Booker.
all been a pleasure. Have you got any more questions before I finish?
I'm
I've got
good.
one last question. What would you personally define as a good life?
It's a great question, Nick. We ask every guest this question. It's a
All
great
right, so I like to think that I live a good life, and by living a good life, what I mean by that is every day I do something a bit better than I did it before. I learn something new, and I try to help someone without expecting all in return.
Beautiful.
I think if you can manage them three things and go through your life like that, then that's living a good life for me.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome, man. Mate, it has been an
It's been
absolute
an
pleasure.
absolute pleasure. We're all friends here. We're all, this is fucking,
Yeah.
that was really a good episode, man.
Journey here, mate.
We'll definitely have you on again in the future as well, man.
Yeah, check him out, Elevate Journeys on every single social media. I think you reeled every single one off, and I was thinking, like, is there any more? No, check Elevate out, and obviously check Key5.
Of course, check out myself, Key5, Reece Morgan. Of course, don't forget to check out the All You Can Talk podcast. Leave a like, subscribe. You can find us on the Instagram at AYCT Official, same on TikTok. We know it's been buzzing off, and I can't wait to see the reaction to this video. To be fair, I think it's going to be good.
It's going to be a banger.
And it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on.
This is All You Can
Pleasure as
Talk.
always.
Peace.
See you in a bit.